when you were forming the band in the very late 70s, was there a clear vision for the kind of band that you wanted to be, or were you sort of still finding your feet at that point?
Yeah, there was actually. I wanted to get away from the guitars so much, and all that kind of stuff. And I'd been with Clover in England, and I'd seen, and I was a harmonica player with Clover, and Mutt Lange produced our first 2 records because the day we arrived in London, punk hit, and we were kind of a country rock band. So they originally thought we were going to be a pub rock sensation, but punk hit, and so they said we were managed by Dave Robinson and Jake Riviera, who were great, starting Stiff Records at exactly the same time, and so they realized that we were too American. And so they we met Mutt Lange, and the plan was to make a very American record, and maybe sell it to the States, where punk hadn't happened yet, and maybe would never happen. Who knew? But they knew in Britain it was wrong. So we stayed in Britain, made 2 records in Wales with Mutt. But I watched. I lived in London, and I did sessions. I played harmonica, and I did sessions and hung out and saw the punks. My band, Rhythm Section, played on Elvis's record, so I saw bands like Graham Parker and the Rumor, and these so-called roots, rock pile, R&B, and I thought to myself, wait a second, this is my stuff. I can sing this stuff, And so I vowed that if Clover ever broke up, I would go right back to Marin, where I was from, and just surround myself with my favorite musicians and play the local pub. And that would be it. And thumb my nose at the music business, that was the nice thing about the punks for me. They were so liberated from that trying to make it crap. They were thumbing their nose at the business. Say, I'm going to sing my own songs my own quirky way. I love that. And so I said, damn it, that's what I'm going to do if my band ever breaks up. I'm going to go back and sing R&B music, man, and for myself.
Yeah.
And so they broke up, and that's what I did.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I also wanted to ask you about. You've dabbled in acting over the years as well, and you got to work with the legendary Robert Altman. I just wanted to ask you what are your strongest memories of making that film with him?
Well, he was a master. He was fantastic. He was very wonderful to work with, obviously, because he was just one of the guys. Yeah. And he would write. He'd make up new dialogue. He'd rewrite the script every day. He'd give you new sheets every day.
Right.
And he'd do it on the spot. And what was amazing, and he encouraged you to improvise. He was fine with that. He just wanted you to stay true to the spirit of the script. So, and you could always improvise. He wasn't a stickler for detail. He wanted the emotion to be right. And the way he could block a scene was unbelievable. Didn't matter how many people were in it. He had a way of blocking it out so nobody was in anybody's way, and blah, blah, blah. And he'd do it sort of instantaneously. He'd come upon a scene, an outdoor scene, and he'd say, let's see, what if you're here and you're there, and blah, 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 and the camera goes here, blah, and he was a master at it, man. It was just fabulous to watch, really fun to watch. And then, of course, he was a great director as well. He would put his arm around you before each take, and he'd tell you where you've been, emotionally, and where you're going,
Yeah.
And look, here's where you just did this, you're feeling this way, and blah, blah, and you're worried about this. He'd always give you business, It was just a wonderful director. Best I ever worked with.
Yeah. And at what point did acting sort of become an option for you or an ambition?
Well, it isn't. I don't get those calls. I've only done a handful of things because I really want to do, fortunately I don't have to rely on it for my paycheck, so I don't have to do everything they ask me.
Yeah.
And I can pick and choose, and I find it fabulously rewarding and wonderful. I love it. It's creative, it's challenging, I love it. When you get a great part, which is once every 10 years for me. So
yeah.
But I enjoy it when you can. When you I think it's a wonderful art form. It's fun. It's nothing like what I do, the way I play music. Because I'm old school musically. We were always, my day. All my favorite singers used to contort their faces to sing beautiful music.
Yeah.
They used to have to get ugly to sing pretty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nowadays these little kids, they don't even grimace. They're just, it's not right.
Yeah. besides releasing this new album, do you have any other goals for 2010?
Well, geez, that's good. Well, this record is really about it, I think.
Yeah.
Professionally, personally, well, let's see. Yeah, I probably could lose 5 pounds, I guess. I don't know. No, not really. I mean, the challenges for us are creative now. That's the fun part. You know, we have a quote unquote career, which I now realize, and almost only now realize, was always the object to begin with. You know, the object. You get into this thing because you want to be a star, and somewhere along the line you fall in love with playing music.
Yeah.
And at that point, or you don't. And if you do, at that point, what you really want is to be able to play music for the rest of your life and pay the bills. And that appears within our grasp. So that is in our. And so we're very grateful for that. And the challenges now are creative.
Yeah.
So I'm always looking for creative stuff to do. So.
Well, Huey, we've run out of time, but thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me.
Not at all. And Thanks for your time.
Yeah, and I look forward to seeing you in the Hunter Valley when you come through, which is my part of the world. So.
Oh, it's probably a winery, isn't it?
It is a vineyard, yes.
Yeah, that's great. We used to be a beer and hot dog band. Now we're hanging with the wine and cheese set.
It's a beautiful part of the world. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Oh, lovely. I can't wait.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dick.
Okay, thanks, Huey. Bye.
Cheers.